Red Shoes. The story takes place in South Dakota, where I grew up. Having red shoes was a dream come true for me at that time. Recalling the incidents as they unfold is like living life twice. I was 7 years old when my aunt took me to see my first movie as my birthday present. I sat spellbound as the pictures flashed on the huge screen in front of me. I don't recall the story or the actors. All I remember was the red shoes worn by the young actress, and that I had to have a pair. Money was scarce during the early 30s, and my mother, who handled the purse strings, was practical and took pride in staying within the family budget. She would never buy anything so frivolous as red shoes. In fact, her buying me red shoes was as unlikely as pigs flying. It was getting ready for school time, and I needed a new pair. I want a red pair, I suggested with emphasis. No amount of discouraging, reasoning, or bribing could get me to change my mind. When my mother was aware of my determination, she chose not to deal with me. She gave Dad the honors to take me to town to buy my school shoes. The sturdy, comfortable, walking kind, she instructed us before we left. My soft-spoken, patient dad, too, was aware of my red shoe mindset and tried explaining to me as we walked to town that people in our small town didn't sell, wear, or buy red shoes. They're just not practical, he explained. When you get a little older, you can have red shoes. In fact, I'll see to it that you do get your red shoes, he promised me. We went to 3 different stores, and I couldn't find one pair that fit or felt comfortable. As we approached the last store in town, I looked up at my dad and said, I bet this store has red shoes. He replied in a stern tone, the tone he used when he meant business. We are not leaving this store until you pick out a pair of shoes. Just pretend that they're red, he added with a twinkle in his eye. Upon entering the store, the first thing that got my dad's attention was a table by the door with a sign that read, Closing out our summer stock, 70% off. My dad headed for the table and told me to sit down on the wooden bench in the shoe section and he would get my shoes. Before he slipped the shoes on my feet, he instructed me to close my eyes and pretend that they were red. They will fit and feel comfortable, he assured me. They did fit and were comfortable. After he paid for the shoes, we left. On our way home, we stopped by a shoe repair shop. He handed my shoes to the stooped, bald-headed attendant and said, My daughter wants red shoes. Dye these white ones the brightest red you have. No, I didn't wear them to bed, but I did wear them until the soles were paper thin and my toes pushed out the front.